Welcome, everyone. I'd like to start by acknowledging the Coast Salish people on whose traditional territory we are very privileged to be gathered this morning. I'd like now to invite Mr. Micah Brush, who is graduating today with a Bachelor of Science degree in Physics, to lead us all in the singing of O Canada. Micah.
O Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all thy sons command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true north strong and free. From far and wide, O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
Please be seated. I declare the Spring 2015 Convocation assembled for the granting of degrees. Mr. President, members of the Board of Governors and Senate, faculty, honored guests, graduands, and friends, I am Anne Giardini, the Chancellor of SFU, and we are delighted and honored to have you join us for Convocation. In attendance with us today are a number of distinguished guests on the platform and in the audience. I'd like to acknowledge Peter Rubin, member of the SFU Board of Governors, Ms. Deepa Mehta, who will be conferred an honorary doctorate of fine arts this morning. And as well included on the platform are members of Senate, vice presidents, deans, and faculty. Welcome all. I am delighted to be able to participate in this, Simon Fraser University's most important ceremony, a time when we gather to celebrate achievement, success, and the conferral of well-earned honors. This is your day, and I, along with many others, could not be prouder. There are many reasons to tackle and complete a university degree or certificate. For the facts and information, of course, your presence here today signifies that you have applied yourself to a challenging body of knowledge. And for the chance to interact with keen thinkers and to engage with other students. Another important and enduring reason is that a university education encourages and rewards curiosity and supplies you with what is often called a well-stocked mind. I'm not sure if anyone told you this on your first day of classes, but by now you will have worked it out for yourself. Your SFU professors love it when you earn an A. But at least as important as that is seeing the spark of genuine curiosity about something in the course topic and seeing your newfound curiosity lead you to being authentically engaged with a problem, challenge, or issue. Curiosity is one of life's most rewarding attributes. If you're curious, you are seldom bored. Curiosity will lead you to form friendships and other bonds of great and enduring strength, because you will be one of those people who are genuinely interested in others, and people love it when you are interested in them. Turn now to the person next to you and say, "You are interesting." Try it. I guarantee it, they like you better already. If you're curious, you are more likely to seek out and keep the kind of employment that encourages your curious mind. That is employment well worth having. And curiosity will make up for any lack of any other attribute. Even Albert Einstein was modest about his natural gifts, saying, "I have no special talents. I am only passionately curious." Curiosity will make you a problem solver. Here's an example I found when, being curious, I looked it up on the internet. So imagine you have a tiny piece of chalk, smaller than a pea. So small there's only enough left to draw a line a couple of meters long. And your challenge, you're being asked to use it to create a circle 50 meters across. You will be faced with problems like this all your life. How to stretch a budget, for example, or how to make a tank of fuel last twice as long, or how to persuade a team of people to work late into the night after their natural finishing hour. It turns out, if you're curious and think about it, that there are many ways to use a minute fragment of chalk to form an enormous circle. For example, you could drop it into a body of still water with enough force that a ripple would form into a perfect circle of 50 meters. Or you could use it to mark out a circle in sand. Or you could make a dotted line for your circle, marking a small dot every few meters. You, being naturally curious, can likely come up with many other solutions to that one problem. One of the rewards of curiosity is a bit of a paradox. After a while, you will find that a course of inquiry doesn't take you down the road to that single, simple, satisfying answer that you first thought you were looking for. It will lead you instead to more questions to be curious about. As the eminently quotable Dorothy Parker said, "The cure for boredom is curiosity. There is no cure for curiosity." Convocation is a celebration that marks the successful end of a period of study, but it also marks a new beginning, opening the door to your next endeavor and the next after that. I will watch you and follow your achievements with interest and with pride and with undying curiosity. Congratulations to you all. I will now call on the president of our university, Professor Andrew Petter.
Madam Chancellor, honored guests, members of the Board of Governors and Senate, faculty members, staff, and most especially graduates, family, and friends. It's my pleasure to preside at this culminating celebration of your education at Simon Fraser University. Convocation is one of life's great milestones. It's a time to take stock of your hard work, to celebrate your accomplishments, and to look to the future with hope and optimism. It's also a time when your professors, your parents, and your friends can publicly rejoice in your success, perhaps while privately breathing a sigh of relief. You did it! Was there ever any doubt? Convocation is as well a momentous occasion for SFU, particularly in this, our 50th year. As we prepare to celebrate half a century of education and achievement by faculty, staff, and most notably by 5 decades of SFU students, 3 thoughts come to mind. First, there's the inspiration that went into founding this university those many years ago. Second, there is the good judgment that you exercised both in recognizing the importance of gaining a university education and then in choosing to come to this remarkable institution. And third, there is the extraordinary value that your university education will hold for you in the years ahead, and the contribution it empowers you to make to a world so much in need of your talents and your energies. Starting with the founding of SFU in 1965, British Columbia at that time was a prosperous province with a rich resource base. It would not have been surprising under those circumstances if the leaders of the day had decided to rest on their laurels. But then Premier W.A.C. Bennett, SFU's first Chancellor Gordon Shrum, and a clutch of others recognized how quickly the world was changing and how heavily a modern economy and an increasingly complex world would depend upon a better educated populace. That insight led to the founding of SFU, an instant university that quickly became known as the Radical Campus, populated by an enthusiastic band of faculty and students who from the very beginning were not content to confine themselves to this mountaintop. It seems they were determined even then to lay the foundation for what we have since become, Canada's most community-engaged research university. That is the institution you chose, one where you could learn and hone high-value skills that include critical thinking, problem-solving, communication, and an ability to work with others. It's also one where many of you have enjoyed co-op and other experiential learning opportunities, and where you have practiced research and gained research skills that will serve you well in today's ever-changing society. The value of a university education is no secret. Over 70% of new jobs today require a university degree, and that number is forecast to rise to almost 80% over the next 15 years. No wonder then that university graduates enjoy significantly lower unemployment rates and substantially higher incomes than those in every other category. The capacities and skills you've gained here are precisely those needed to adapt and thrive in a labor market in which many of tomorrow's jobs don't exist today, and many of today's jobs won't exist tomorrow. So thanks to your university education, you have what it takes to succeed. But there's a caveat. Good news frequently comes with a proviso, a condition that must be met before you can claim the prize. And here it is. Your well-being is connected to the well-being of those around you. Happiness is more than material success, and it's more than individual achievement, as important as that is. Rather, we know from moral philosophy, from human experience, and now from empirical research that our happiness depends upon having strong social relations, being connected to our community, and living in a society in which we care for one another. Remember that. Remember that success for the few translates into happiness only when it is tied to stability and well-being for the many. So as we send you into the world today, as you take your leave from being engaged students, I urge you to take up the challenge of being engaged citizens, committed to giving as good as you get, to serving, to volunteering, to voting, to speaking up whenever and wherever you can contribute to building a better society. I also hope that you'll remember us, that as you join a network of more than 130,000 SFU alumni, you will stay connected and that you'll continue to look back at SFU as a source of support and a place to gain additional knowledge and skills in the future. In the meantime, bravo. You have labored hard to earn the degrees you're about to receive, and it is a privilege and a pleasure to recognize your achievements. My best to you today, and good luck in what I hope will be a lifetime of success, of service, and yes, of happiness. Congratulations all.
SFU's honorary degree is the highest honor conferred by the university. Honorary degrees are awarded to distinguished individuals in recognition of their scholarly, scientific, or artistic achievement, or in recognition of exceptional contribution to the public good through professional or philanthropic activity. Honorary degree recipients' achievements celebrate our university's values and serve as an inspiration and role model to our students, graduates, and the broader community. The honorary degree will now be conferred. To present the honorary degree candidate, Ms. Deepa Mehta, I am pleased to welcome Professor Colin Brown. Professor Brown is Vice Chair of Creative BC and the Vancouver International Film Festival. He is also a Professor Emeritus in the SFU School of Contemporary Arts. Professor Brown.
Chancellor. It gives me great pleasure to present Ms. Deepa Mehta, a distinguished Canadian filmmaker who has achieved international renown for her powerful and thought-provoking films. Born in Amritsar, India, Deepa Mehta earned a Master of Arts degree in philosophy from the University of New Delhi. Since immigrating to Canada in 1973, she's brought her boldness of vision as a producer, writer, and director to a series of remarkable and compelling films, beginning with Sam and Me in 1991 and extending through the epic trilogy Fire, Earth, and Water, Bollywood, Hollywood, Heaven and Earth, and most recently, the really extraordinary Midnight's Children. Described by Salman Rushdie, the author of Midnight's Children, as a filmmaker with great cinematic instinct, Ms. Mehta sets her stories in the vibrant, often inspiring, and often troubled encounters between cultures, classes, and genders. The greatest narratives, she reminds us, take place during the eras of greatest risk and transition, when the capacity for human beings to love and to survive is most sorely tested. The artist who bridges cultures and genres is the one who brings us fresh, insightful, and necessary insights. Ms. Mehta lives in Canada and has found her deepest inspiration in the streets and homes and histories of India. She does not shy away from controversy or risk in her filmmaking, often questioning cultural traditions by challenging stereotypes and by giving voice to the individual. For Deepa Mehta, all art is political because every act takes place within a political context. Her films tackle such controversial issues as intolerance, oppression, cultural discrimination, and domestic violence. What motivates me, she says, are the stories. Her epic trilogy Fire, Earth, and Water, and her adaptation of Midnight's Children have been released in more than 50 countries and have opened at many international film festivals, garnering major awards. Deepa Mehta is a deeply committed and courageous filmmaker and a master storyteller. She's an inspiration to aspiring filmmakers everywhere. In addition to the many other awards and honors she's received for her work, Ms. Mehta was made an Officer of the Order of Canada in 2013. Today, it's our privilege to recognize her significant and enduring contributions to the art of cinema and to Canadian culture. Madam Chancellor, on behalf of the Senate of the University, I ask that you now confer upon Ms. Deepa Mehta the degree Doctor of Fine Arts, honoris causa. Welcome.
It's the moment. Deepa Mehta, by virtue of the authority vested in me and in the Senate of this university, I hereby admit you to the degree of Doctor of Fine Arts, honoris causa. Ms. Deepa Mehta will be hooded by Dr. Gordon Myers, Associate Vice President Academic, and Dr. Mark Walker, Registrar and Executive Director of Student Enrollment.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you so much.
It is with great pleasure that I now call on Dr. Deepa Mehta for her convocation address. Dr. Mehta.
Thank you. Thank you so much, President. Oh, thank you. Hi, everybody. It's really, really lovely to be here, and I'm so glad it's not raining. Greetings and congratulations to the President, to the Chancellor, to the faculty members, but most of all, to the graduates of the class of 2015 and their families. I am so honored to be here today, invited to speak to you in the hope, I'm sure, of imparting wisdom through recounting personal stories of overcoming adversities and triumphing over what is euphemistically called difficult people. Although I'm certain all of you have the creative ideas to come up with more colorful descriptions. I mean, how do you deal with assholes is what I'm talking about. These people, you will, after the last 4 grueling years, inevitably encounter in the big bad world. Well, let's put that expectation to rest right away. I do not consider myself to be David Foster Wallace's wise fish in his now famous commencement speech. The most I can impart, or hope to impart, is perhaps some ruminations on a subject in its new incarnation in the space of the last 2 or 3 years that has gathered momentum, strength, become vocal, and is being talked about in social media relentlessly. A subject that is very close to my heart, and a subject that all you graduates, and I mean all of you, will breathe, wrestle with, embrace, feel uncomfortable about, and celebrate as you step out today. Something has shifted in the world, and I'm sure you have felt its effect here. And some of you have probably taken part in pushing it forward, realizing perhaps its importance and categorical imperative. I am, of course, talking about feminism, which in its new and recent incarnation has seeped into popular consciousness as never before. Being a die-hard feminist myself, I have watched this phenomena catch the imagination of hundreds of young men and women around me and reflected in brilliant books, essays, magazines, popular, and I mean popular, box office bonanza films, and not only respected art house variety. No longer, it seems to me, is the word feminism associated with a small group of females and some enlightened men working tirelessly to raise the world consciousness up and beyond the ever-two standards, one for men and one for women. And the standard for women being grossly unfair on every level, from pay to opportunity to equality. Dear graduates, especially the male ones, if I'm causing you to squirm in your seats, relax, really. You're not about to get a history of feminism, nor a rant about its value. That for me is a given, and you're smart enough to know its relevance, and if you wish to know the history of how we got here, you can always Google it. If being successful in your field is your goal, as you leave this wonderful institution, and as it should be, One of the most valuable tools you can take with you is your ability to think, which some say is the purpose of education, whether it be of the liberal arts variety or in the field of science. And it's true, but I would go a step further and reiterate what David Foster Wallace said. The real value of education has nothing to do with knowledge and everything to do with simple awareness. Awareness of what is so real and essential, so hidden in plain sight all around the time that we have to keep reminding ourselves over and over again of its presence. And there is no denying that the presence of feminism in its quiet, confident metamorphoses is awaiting all of us. I urge you, female and male graduates, to challenge your own assumptions as to what you think the term means. To exercise self-awareness and choice is how and what you think is perhaps the real value of education. Confession time. When I was told a few days back that I would be speaking to science graduates, I had a moment of absolute and complete sheer panic. And that has nothing to do with your very worthwhile subject that you chose, but everything to do with my own history with it. When I was 16 and about to embark into university, I happily chose philosophy as a subject I was intrigued with. All was well until my father, an otherwise rational and liberal man, insisted I take up the sciences. The subject of tomorrow, he pronounced with great authority, and this from a film distributor and exhibitor in India who dealt with the biggest dream machine ever, Bollywood. I wept, I went on hunger strikes, but neither my mother nor I could change my dad's mind. So I was shipped off to Lady Irwin College in Delhi University, where I spent a year trying to decipher what the professors were talking about when they talked about physics or biology and chemistry, and trying to look attentive and not fall asleep. It was a horrible year. A year that was the result of living in a patriarchal society, but also the result of my not understanding that the ultimate expression of feminism is freedom of choice. So perhaps now, dear graduates, you can have empathy regarding the immediate cold feet I experienced when I was informed that I was to address graduates who had excelled in a branch of study which I had proven to be a failure in. What was I going to say to you which would be even vaguely informative if the subject of your choice so differed from what, as a student, I had felt so passionately about? And then I had a eureka moment. I went to see a movie, and the movie was Mad Max Fury Road. Have any of you seen it? Yeah, okay. The film is an apocalyptic vision of the near future and is perhaps one of the most violent films I have ever seen, and at the same time, one of the most exhilarating. What makes the film a standout is its one-armed, kick-ass female lead called Furiosa. Do you like Furiosa, folks? Yeah? Have you seen her? Okay. She is strong, she's intelligent, she's tough as nails, she's fearless, and is motivated by what she thinks is the right thing to do. A female role model for the 21st century. And guess what? The male lead, who is a friend and not her mere boyfriend, is not intimidated by her kick-ass personality. He treats her as an equal, not because she has the firearms and the wits, but because he realizes that their survival as a species depends on their mutual respect. Mad Max, a male role model for the 21st century. Who would have thought? And it was at the end of viewing Mad Max Fury Road that I knew that I wanted to share with all of you. I wanted to share the excitement, the buzz, the sense of possibilities that the word feminism evokes in the world for all of us today. And when I say us, I include the masculine gender as well. For together we make up humanity, and it is imperative that we believe in absolute and total equality of both sexes in order to have a humane and civil society. Misogyny, deliberate or learned, war fought on women's bodies, religions dictating behavior has no place in our world. And it's wonderful to start hearing first murmurs and now this huge din as young women, young men, older women, men embrace this notion. This is an exciting world we live in today. I have often been called a feminist filmmaker and a controversial one, and I think neither term has been meant as a compliment. It's as if I was being accused of being contrary by centering my films around women who had the nerve to question norms imposed upon them by patrilineal societies. But I, for the life of me, couldn't understand what the fuss was all about. The women depicted in my films, yes, they are feminist, because they exercise their freedom of choice, while the males who supported them were honorary feminists, for they too exercised their freedom of choice. And as the person who wrote the characters, I too exercised my freedom of choice by emphasizing how sacred that freedom is and how it is not the domain of one exclusive gender. Seeing Mad Max was a real high on another level. A tough-as-nails, compassionate feminist was written and directed by George Miller, a male. There is hope, I thought, and the sooner appropriation of age-old ideas is thrown out of the window, the better. Why can't men depict, write, and be partners with strong women? And conversely, I had the greatest time writing and directing a film based on Indo gangsters in Vancouver this year. A feminist looked at a genre that has traditionally been the domain of males. Why not? Break the rules of this phony divide, eject the myth of man the hunter, as illustrated so brilliantly by Rebecca Solnit in Harper's article this month. This is the story about primordial times when men went hunting for meat to feed the women and children who sat around being dependent on them. There are many versions of the story, and in every version, women are baggage that breed, while men are the providers. We know now that this is not true. Women, thank you very much, were busy while the guys hunted, or said they did. Everyone contributed. You could call women dependent, but only if you were willing to call men the same. Ms. Stolnit argues that we have to stop telling these stories about women who stayed at home, passive and dependent, waiting for her man. She was not sitting around waiting. She was busy. She still is. The point Ms. Stolnit was making, and I hope to make today, is how important this equal partnership between genders is. To all of you, bright, passionate graduates of the class of 2015, ready to take on the world, I would urge you to pay attention to what will make your lives more fulfilling as you step out of this wonderful protective institution. And that is to remember that feminism means freedom of choice for us females, and for males, it means embracing that choice as willing partners. Live long and prosper. Bye.
Thank you, Dr. Mehta. Ladies and gentlemen, as part of the Convocation, the Alumni Association will present a Simon Fraser University alumni pin to graduates as they leave the stage. Our alumni are incredibly important to us, and we are pleased that this symbolic presentation will launch you in your new role as alumni of Simon Fraser University. Mr. Greg Taylor received a Bachelor of Science in Molecular Biology in 2003. He's also currently a member of the SFU Alumni Association Board of Directors. I invite Mr. Taylor to the lectern to bring greetings to the graduates on behalf of the Alumni Association. Greg?
Thank you. Thank you, President Petter. On behalf of the SFU Alumni Association, I'd like to extend my congratulations and welcome you to an active network of 130,000 alumni in over 130 countries around the world. Keeping in touch with SFU, the Alumni Association, and your fellow graduates can enrich your lives both personally and professionally. Whether you engage by attending alumni events, connecting online, or by accessing our resources. We look forward to supporting you in your future endeavors. You can learn more by reading the brochure included in your degree holder. As you cross the stage today, I'll present you with an alumni pin. We encourage you to wear it with pride as a symbol of your incredible achievement and connection to SFU. Congratulations again.
Thank you, Mr. Taylor. Before the graduands are presented individually to the Chancellor, a member of the graduating class, Ms. Laramie Ferguson, will address Convocation. Laramie is graduating today with a Bachelor of Science degree in Conservation Biology. She is a recipient of numerous awards and bursaries. During her time at SFU, she was a member of the Biology Student Union, dabbled in fine arts, conducted honors research, implemented a community conservation project, and studied abroad in Tanzania. Talk about engaging the world. She looks forward to pursuing a future in wildlife conservation. It's now my pleasure to call upon Laramie Ferguson for the graduate address. Laramie? Enjoy.
Sorry about that. Thank you, President Petter, for the warm introduction. Welcome, Madame Chancellor, faculty, distinguished guests, family and friends, and fellow graduates for getting out of bed early today to attend this joyous affair. Hopefully the bagpipes woke you up a little bit. It is a particularly joyous day for parents as they celebrate our accomplishments with pride, whereas we are feeling anything from happiness, sadness, terror, relief, or denial. Personally, I am all of the above. It took walking up here in an oversized dress and square hat to realize that I had finally finished my degree. When informed that I was nominated to speak at Convocation and represent my fellow graduates, peers, and friends, I was both honored and very surprised. I know less than half of you half as well as I should like, and will never know more than half of you half as well as you deserve. Essentially, I didn't feel like I would ever be able to capture all of the wonderful diversity of people, experiences, and courses that make up the SFU Science program. I can, however, give our guests a little introduction to first-year science, while also sending graduates a flashback of what was arguably the most challenging year of our degree. Hold on to your hats. Straight out of high school, another city, province, or even country, university life was daunting. Classes of 400 students were intimidating until we realized that many of us could be saved by the bell curve. Calculus was held early in the morning in an immense auditorium, a room fitting for the immense confusion we subjected our sleepy minds to as we try to understand how graphs could go to infinity, logs aren't of the wooden variety, and why differentiating was an integral part of the course. First-year chemistry was a series of explosion demos and fire alarms. Even though I was equipped with a lab coat and funky goggles, I was not prepared for the marathon 4-hour lab sessions where glass shattered, solution splattered, and only product yield mattered. Performing titrations, wondering all the while why my solution isn't pink yet, and where the explosion demos went. Biology kept me on my toes as well. Everyone had probes, knives, and there was a serious rodent problem in the lab. Physics was a completely different ballgame. Rather, it changed my perception of a ballgame forever. I realized that it takes more than a lightsaber to understand the force. Any resistance to learn Ohm's law is futile, and it is possible to defy gravity on a particularly crazy Friday night. What goes down can come up. This is what first year looks like. If I lost some of you with my science jargon, I'm ready to start the heart-moving part of my speech. Most of us are sitting here probably wondering what the heck to do after the 2 decades of school, living semester by semester, and now we are prompted to think about living day to day, year to year, career to career. How many of us dreaded job uncertainty after university? University might not guarantee job satisfaction and financial success, but it does offer several important things that will be useful beyond the quadrangle. A social network. I'm not talking about Facebook. I think some of us should have spent more time with our Phase 2 book. Over the years, we've had lab partners, study buddies, res mates, frosh friends, team players, club chums, cool profs, and significant others. Some of these people came and went, while others may stick around for the rest of our lives. All of us came together with varying motivations for attending SFU. It is the first ranked comprehensive university and within the top 10 for the science programs in Canada. It is also possible to walk from one end of campus to the other without getting rained on. And being on a mountain, if you can call it that, SFU has great city views and more snow days than UBC. We also had varying motivations for completing a bachelor's degree, a love of science, parental expectation, or employability, to name a few. But what will motivate many of us for life after university is the passion we find, maybe in a random elective or reinforced in a science course. If any of you are wondering why we have breadth requirements, this is probably it. Had I not taken a conservation biology course, I would be sitting with the pre-med students right now. I wouldn't have traveled to Africa to study wildlife management or researched endangered birds in the bush. Passion is what instills motivation to lead our lives happily, and as far as I know, a happy life is a successful one. In discovering our passion, we also learn more about ourselves, who we are, who we want to be, or not, and how we want to lead our lives. We might not get the whole picture yet, but at least university provided us with room to grow into ourselves just a little more before we head into the real world. Or maybe not. Some of us are destined to be students forever, another bachelor's, master's, PhD. So if some of you couldn't make it to Convocation today, tell them not to worry. There will probably be another one down the road. For those of you who could make it, you're off the hook for the next one. You might have been expecting some motivational tidbits or advice for the future. Unfortunately, I didn't have time to watch inspirational Obama speeches on YouTube, and I myself could use some advice for life after school. All I can do as a peer is share my university experience, as well as my excitement and nerves for what the future holds. I will also share one fitting quote by P. Dan Wibchar that stuck with me since first year as a cliche ending speech tactic. The mind can only absorb what the ass can endure. So without further ado, I wish to thank the university for nominating me to speak on behalf of the 2015 Science graduate class, as well as friends, family, professors, mentors, and financial aid donors for their amazing support that undoubtedly helped many of us through our degree. Now here we are, young professionals with a network, a passion, and a better sense of self. Congratulations, everyone. Yes, we could.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Laramie. The members of the graduating class will now be presented to the Chancellor to be admitted en masse to their degrees. Will the graduands please rise? Pretty good-looking group, don't you think? Madam Chancellor, I present to you those scholars who have fulfilled the statutory requirements laid down by the Senate of this university, and I request that you confer upon each one the degree for which she or he is now recommended.
By virtue of the authority vested in me and in the Senate of this university, I hereby admit you to the various and several degrees. Will the graduands please be seated?
The members of the graduating class will now be presented individually to the Chancellor. But first, a few requests. Would you please refrain from applauding the individual members of the graduating class until each group of degrees has been conferred? This does not apply to the conferral of doctoral degrees, and obviously, we can't forbid spontaneous outbursts of enthusiasm. As a courtesy to others, please remain seated until the conclusion of the ceremony, and I'd ask the graduates to please return to your seats following the receipt of your degrees. The degrees in the Faculty of Science will now be conferred. Madam Chancellor, Associate Dean for Graduate Studies, Dr. George Agnes, will announce the names of the students earning graduate degrees.
Madam Chancellor, I have the honor of presenting the graduates of the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in the Faculty of Science. The graduates will be hooded by Dr. Claire Couples, Dean of Science. To start, I have the honor of recognizing the recipients of the Dean of Graduate Studies Convocation Medal for Academic Excellence, Dr. Sean Anderson and Dr. Vivlewan Fernandez. Unfortunately, Dr. Fernandez is unable to join us today. On behalf of SFU, I congratulate Dr. Fernandez for her outstanding achievements. I invite Dr. Anderson to join me to receive the Dean of Graduate Studies Convocation Medal for Academic Excellence. Please come on. No, just come. Dr. Sean Anderson achieved a straight A+ average in all of his graduate classes, a cumulative grade point average of 4.33. During this time, he held a Canadian Fulbright Scholarship at the University of Washington. His research in biological sciences demonstrated that unpredictable, catastrophic events do occur in nature. Such events are referred to as black swan events, and 9/11/2001 is but a recent example of such a black swan event. Sean viewed the behavior of 1,000 species with respect to unpredictable catastrophic events. The significance of Sean's work is illustrated by his article that was published in the journal Science, one of the top 2 journals in the world. He additionally authored 17 peer-reviewed papers and 2 software packages. This all within the period of 4 years. We are thrilled that he will be joining Simon Fraser University's School of Resource and Environmental Management this fall with 2 postdoctoral awards, a David H. Smith Conservation Postdoctoral Fellowship and an NSERC Postdoctoral Fellowship. Well done, Sean. Congratulations. Here we go. And now just hold it over. Dr. Sean Anderson performed his doctoral research under the supervision of Dr. Nick Dolvey in the Department of Biological Sciences. Madam Chancellor, I have the honor of presenting the remaining degrees of the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in the Faculty of Science. The graduates will be hooded by Dr. Claire Couples, Dean of Science. Dr. Michael Beeks. Michael's graduate research was supervised by Dr. Jonathan Moore in the Department of Biological Sciences. Dr. Shira Bogner. Shira's thesis research was supervised by Dr. Robert Britton in the Department of Chemistry. Dr. Mauro Castellaran. Mauro's doctoral research was supervised by Dr. Robert Holt in the Department of Molecular Biology and Biochemistry.
Dr. Stanley Chang. Stanley's doctoral research was supervised by Dr. Robert Britton in the Department of Chemistry. Dr. Daniel Chang. Daniel's graduate thesis was supervised by Dr. Mark Petzel in the Department of Molecular Biology and Biochemistry. Dr. Linus Chiang. Linus's graduate thesis was supervised by Dr. Tim Storr in the Department of Chemistry. Dr. Andela Dancy. Andela's graduate thesis was supervised by Dr. Gerhard Gries in the Department of Biological Sciences. Dr. Samana Deshi. Samana's doctoral thesis was supervised by Dr. Gordon Rintoul in the Department of Biological Sciences. Dr. Francesca Furlanetto. Francesca's doctoral thesis was supervised by Dr. Derek Thorkelson in the Department of Earth Sciences. Dr. Kathleen Gann. Kathleen's graduate research was supervised by Dr. Michael Silverman in the Department of Molecular Biology and Biochemistry. Dr. Danayela Gasovic. Danayela's graduate thesis was supervised by Dr. Scott Lear in the Department of Biomedical Physiology and Kinesiology. Dr. Crystal Go. Crystal's graduate thesis was supervised by Dr. Bojan Mohar in the Department of Mathematics. Dr. Alejandro Gutierrez. Alejandro's doctoral research was supervised by Dr. Willie Davidson in the Department of Molecular Biology and Biochemistry. Dr. Jennifer Harding. Jennifer's graduate thesis was supervised by Dr. John Reynolds in the Department of Biological Sciences. Dr. Donna Hohertz. Donna's thesis was supervised by Dr. Karen Kavanaugh in the Department of Physics. Dr. Shannon Holding. Shannon's thesis research was supervised by Dr. Diana Allen in the Department of Earth Sciences. Dr. Sherry Leung. Sherry's graduate thesis was supervised by Dr. Jennifer Thewalt in the Department of Physics. Dr. Jeffrey Ovens. Jeffrey's graduate thesis was supervised by Dr. Daniel Lesnoff in the Department of Chemistry. Dr. Ida Peksovic. Ida's graduate thesis was supervised by Dr. Byron Gates in the Department of Chemistry. Dr. Corey Phyllis. Corey's graduate thesis was supervised by Dr. Jonathan Moore in the Department of Biological Sciences. Dr. Hadi Rahimi. Hadi's graduate thesis was supervised by Dr. James Wakeling in the Department of Biomedical Physiology and Kinesiology. Dr. Yun Shi. Yoon's graduate thesis was supervised by Dr. Mario Pinto in the Department of Chemistry. Dr. Derek Turner. Derek's graduate thesis was supervised by Dr. Brent Ward in the Department of Earth Sciences. Dr. Anna von Rossum. Anna's graduate thesis was supervised by Dr. Jonathan Choi in the Department of Molecular Biology and Biochemistry. Dr. Teo-Ki Wu. Teo-Ki's graduate thesis was supervised by Dr. Neil Branda in the Department of Chemistry. Dr. Yi Jian Yang. Yi Jian's graduate thesis was supervised by Dr. Steve Rubinovich in the Department of Biomedical Physiology and Kinesiology. Madam Chancellor, I have the honor of presenting the graduates of master's degree in the Faculty of Science. Bonnie Lowe. Maria Yu. Jennifer Schofield. Andrew Adams. Nilab Amiri. Shuang Chen. Leila Eratolati. Somewhere Phil. Simon Foster. Sarah Hashmi. Kate Henderson. Kang Hua. Siki Hua. Bradley Jones. Gilbert Lee. Shiyu Liu. Rodrigo Meda. John Meyer. Jasmine Palmer. Aaron Plain. Farnaz Rashidi. Montara Safiola. Zara Sharafian. Elena Schuffer. Jordan Tessarolo. Jonathan Williams. Shu Xiong. Mingzi Yang. Xiaoli Zhang. Claire Zhang. James Zhou. Li Xia Zhu. Yinhe Zhu.
Madam Chancellor, the Dean of the Faculty of Science, Dr. Claire Couples, will announce the names of the students earning undergraduate degrees in her faculty.
Madam Chancellor, I have the honour of presenting the graduates of the degree of Bachelor of Science in the Faculty of Science. The first graduate is the recipient of the Dean's Convocation Medal for Academic Excellence, Mr. Rikesh Panchmatia. I invite Mr. Panchmatia to come forward. Good. Yes. And you can just stand there. While completing his lower division molecular biology and organic chemistry courses, Rikesh Panchmatia developed an interest in biomedical research. His aim was to collaborate with the SFU community to create new knowledge in hopes of making an impact on patient health care. With hard work and the support from his professors, mentors, and fellow students, he was able to translate theory into practical research by helping in the synthesis of novel anti-cancer compounds in Charles Walsby's laboratory. As an aspirant to medical school, Panchmatia hopes to build on the research expertise he acquired during his time in the SFU Faculty of Science and participate in additional research projects. Congratulations. Madam Chancellor, I have the honour of presenting the remaining graduates of the degree of Bachelor of Science in the Faculty of Science. Jacqueline Waters. Thank you. Christian Brian Abadia. Zina Abu Regeba. Priyanka Agarwal. Larissa Albino. Michael Antonio. Jerry Appleby. Kikuko Araki. Shane Arandia. Sarah Arthur. Mohammed Assad. Ibrahim Adtuk. Nimanja Azarek. Tamara Babcock. Manpreet Baga. Matthew Ban. Madeline Barker. Desiree Beck. Kishli Bala. Rahul Ban. Gurujwan Bhatti. Della Vian. Michael Bolik. Francis Boutillier. Nikki Brer. May Brottenell. Tana Brun. Mika Brush. Trevor Buller. Michael Bustamante. Jerry Kai. Cooper Campbell. Michael Campbell. Francesco Canas Fuentes. Roberto Carr. Heather Carviel. Dean Castellino. Gurjot Chanal. Harninder Shahal, Sukhan Shahal, Benny Chan, Joyce Chan, Leo Chan, Logan Chan, Matthew Chan, Sue Chan, Winglock Chan, Alex Chan, Cynthia Chang, Tracy Chang, Cao Yao Chow, Charmine Chaudhry, Kingsley Chiang, Rahan Chima, Dongli Chen, Junjun Chen, Chi Chen, Siwei Chen, Ying Chen, Dennis Cheng, Maggie Cheng, Alexander Chiang, Kambi Chor, Joyce Ching, Denny Choi, Jeffrey Chow, Stanley Chow, Marty Chiang, Ian Cochimilio, Kelly Coggill, William Collier, Christina Collins, Milena Chalovich, Peter Combe, Reed Constable, Riley Cook, Megan Cornell, Nicole Cosi, Angelina Coulter, Samuel Couture, Shannon Craig, Alika Crichton, Charlotte Crombine, Flip Cuchuela, Luisa Dal Chiangio, Wei Ting Dang, Hayden Daniluk, Carmela De Jesus, Kathleen Dayton, Brandon Denis, Megan DeWitt, Jas Danoa, Mandubi Dillon, Matthew Dinsdale, Thomas Dodge, Benjamin Dodman, Claudia Dole, Kimberly Dirksen, Amandeep Dosanjh, Hafiz Dosa, Chao Du, Amy Du, Devon Dunn, Emily Estrada, Jansen Fan, Laramie Ferguson, Aaron Fernandez, Pierce Fitchich. Alice Field. Dmitry Filipovich. Philip Fong. Gregory Frick. Kakai Fung. Peggy Fung. Samantha Fung. Vincent Fung. Baya Denise Gamboa. Sido Gary. Greg Gauby. Mitchell Goodman. Katie Goodwin. Kai Goosen. Alana Graham. Jessie Gray. Sarah Gray. Clark Grieve. George Gumbach. Marvin Gunawan. Soichi Haga. Ross Halliday. Yuri Halushenko. Yu Yai He. Alex Head. Dwayne Hetland. Cherry Mai Ho. Eve Ho. Kevin Hodak. Pei Shi Hong. James Hopkins. Michael Hosseini. Deng Jia Shu. Katrina Shu. Sherry Hua. Ren Huang. Dylan Hume. Leslie Hurto. Rachel Hutchinson. Christina Egolden. Danielle Jacqueline. Rakeen Jamal. Ravinder Jammu. Danielle Hime. Andrew Jenks. Su-Yeon Young. Scarlett Yuhan Jo. Simranjit Johal. Monica Calcat. Jasmine Kalsi. Nikki Kalsi. Minju Kang. Sheila Kasayan. Kendra Keene. Benjamin Keatley. Erin Kim. Jessie Kim. Yeji Kim. Angela King. Avery King. Brigitte Nolan. Brianna Ko. Peiluan Ko. Lauren Kolanko. Wai Kin Kong. Philip Kossel. Ryan Crimsanter, Christopher Kung, Sydney Kwong, Lydia Rose Kerouac-Dubé, Jody Lang, Omid Lakhani, Jonathan Lam, Ka-Cheng Lau, Sydney Latta, Carrie Lau, Alexander Lee, Juyong Lee, Karen Lee, Igor Leporis, Alex Liang, Daniel Liang, Kiana Liang, Aries Lee, Hang Lee, Lee Kong Lee, Nikki Lim, Louisa Lin, Jiu Lan Lin, Yun Lin, Alexei Liu, Jijuan Liu, Yongzhu Liu, Mingjun Liu, Angel Lou LaBelle, Jordan Lucas, Xiao Luo, Jeannie Liu, Quan Yi Ma, Caitlin Macy, Andrea Machado, Stephanie Maganja, Bikram Mahil, Amandeep Mandir, Sumit Manhas, Shannon Mann, Julia Marsh, Alexander Sasha Maslov, Gregory Maxidon, Lydia Maxwell, Shiva Maslomi, Courtney McCallum, Connor McCoyd, Taylor McCall, Brandon McElmoy, Swad McIntosh, James McNeil, Mary Mendoza, Marko Mitrovic, Barbara Metchlak, Victor Moe, Serena Moore, Kevin Morton, Karina Wenala, Benjamin Mullins, Gurpreet Nagra, Abhinav Nair, Jivanjot Narwal, Atawal Nasir, Crystal Nazareth, Susan Nazem, Narwa Nerhu, Gillian Neri, Ashley Neufeld, Amelia Ng, Gail Ng, Nicole Ng, Veronica Ng, David Ng, Helen Nagoyan, Kevin Nickerson, Mandeep Nihar, Bradley Noakes, Tahuab David No, Amy O'Brien, Yuka Obayashi, Justin Oy, Justin Oliver, Lucas Payne, Leonard Latok, Jean Pamarang, Abraham Pan, Jing Chai Pang, Rachel Paradis, Minhai Park, Jaitan Patel, Jacob Pollack, Tanya Perizzolo, Jason Pham, Emily Phillips, Claudia Peichnick, Nathan Pinnell, Roanette Postma, Sharia Pursaba, Emily Porzroznik, Nicholas Pratap, Taylor Prochik, Subin Panan, Wojtek Puchla, Quanwen Zhu, Sheng Chu, Eric Querengesser, Shirtina Kwan, Kanwal Rashid, Ala Rezek, Bianca Rizzo, Catherine Robinson, Kelsey Robinson, Megan Rogers, Salume Ruangajigi, Jonathan Royalty, Janessa Royer, Ray Ruiz, Stephanie Russo, Amir Sabagan, Shaef Saeed, Tara Salm, Onkar Sandhu, Ravneet Sandhu, Amolak Sangha, Anupreet Sangha, Gorinda Saroya, Sarah Sawatsky, Carlton Shu, Cole Schernhofer, Rebecca Shonop, Catherine Slater, Brendan Seward, Ranuka Sharma, Samantha Shields, Jaya Sidhu, Spyro Sideris, Jaskaran Sidhu, Arman Singh. Catherine Smith. Travis William Smith. Kevin So. Milan Sonegara. Dandan Song. Junyoung Song. Mercedes Spengler. Warut Sitana. Jacob Steves. Antonia Stetz. Callum Stewart. Michelle Stewart. Hailun Sun. George Kaiho Soon. Sonia Shuryanovich. Michael Starry. Chinki Tai. Mandeep Kakkar. Kimberly Talabar. Calvert Tan. Marisa Tai. Jason Tran. Norris Tu. Jennifer Tai. Kresimir Ukalovich. Sharon Uppal. Jaspreet Uppal. Saidia Uratzi. Miguel Luis Valdez. Joshua Valenzuela. Saskia Van Eyck. Jennifer Van. Caitlin Verhagen. Maria Natasha Victorino. Carlo Villadiego. Selena Villarroel. Anka Vlad. Lindsay Wainwright. Ji Wang. Quan Wang. Lu Heng Wang. Ni Wang. Jody Shi Wang. Margot Webster. Victoria Whiffen. Mary Ferguson. Rebecca Weens. Brooke Wilson. Koi Kit Wong. Xiang Yang Kinney Wu. Huan Yu Zhang. Biying Zhu. Haiyan Zhu. Carrie Yip. Lisa Young. Dana Eipenberg. Jeffrey Yu. Sung Yoon Yu. Eric Chinghang Yun. Huiming Zhang. Jialing Zhang. Shuho Zhang. Jingjiang Zhao. 陈凡人 Dongnang Jen. Huizhuan Zhu. Yu Zhu.
Madam Chancellor, the Governor General's Gold Medal is awarded to the top 2 graduate students who are judged to have the most outstanding records in the graduating class. One of the recipients of the Governor General's Gold Medal for Graduate Studies is from the Faculty of Science, Dr. Kamyar Sadi Ilkichi. Unfortunately, he's unable to be here today, but on behalf of SFU, I want to congratulate Dr. Ilkichi on his outstanding achievements. Madam Chancellor, the Gordon M. Shrum Gold Medal is awarded each year to an outstanding student in any faculty who has completed the requirements for the bachelor's degree during the preceding summer, fall, or spring semester. The award is presented to the student who has maintained a high scholastic standing during not fewer than 6 semesters at SFU, and who, by example, has shown outstanding qualities of character and unselfish devotion to Simon Fraser University. The medal is named after our founding chancellor, Dr. Gordon Shrum, under whose leadership the university was built and who remained vigorously interested in its welfare. The recipient of the award this year is Mr. Micah Brush, and I ask him to join me here on stage. Micah? Micah Brush is graduating with a Bachelor of Science degree in Honors Physics, achieving a CGPA of 4.23. Whew. I'm glad I'm not at university anymore. He has been a recipient of numerous awards and scholarships throughout his studies, including 2 summer research awards. Additionally, he's been an active member of the SFU choir since his first semester at SFU, where he served as the president, vice president, and tenor section leader. Micah has also been involved in science outreach, especially astronomy, as he feels it's important to keep the public and youth actively engaged in science. In the fall, Micah will be attending the University of Cambridge for 1 year, and he then intends to pursue a PhD in theoretical physics at UC Berkeley. On behalf of the university, I congratulate Micah Brush on his outstanding achievements, and I invite the Chancellor, Anne Giardini, to join me to present the Gordon M. Shrum Gold Medal. Will the graduating class please rise? I congratulate each of you on the completion of your degree. This is an impressive achievement, and I ask your friends and family to join me in applauding the amazing graduating class of June 2015. But let's not forget those who helped you to achieve your success. So now I'd like the members of the graduating class to reciprocate by please applauding your family, your friends, the faculty and staff, indeed all those who helped you to achieve your goals. Please be seated.
Ladies and gentlemen, this completes the formal awarding of degrees. Some graduates recommended by Senate for degrees today are unable to be present, and their names have therefore not been read out. I now admit them to the appropriate degrees as shown in the program. I have several thank yous to express. First of all, to all of you for joining us on such a celebratory day. To the many volunteer staff and faculty members coordinated by the Ceremonies and Events Office and Student Services who've worked together to run a smooth Convocation Day, including ordering up this wonderful weather. And to the members of our 6-time world champion Simon Fraser University Pipe Band for their contribution to Convocation, and they will perform after the ceremony in Freedom Square behind the platform. Let's thank these folks. Now, before I close the formal part of the Convocation, I have a favor to ask of you. I know you all have them. Can you reach and pull out your cell phones? I'll wait for a minute while you grab them. So what I want you to do is go to the calendar, find the calendar, go to September 9, 2015, and mark that date. September 9 is the official 50th anniversary of Simon Fraser University, and we are kicking off our celebrations on that day, our birth date. Highlights include a formal celebration at Freedom Square at noon on September 9th, well done, and a food festival, live music, and fireworks in the AQ courtyard in the evening. It will be a celebration you will not want to miss. And we have more to celebrate today. You are all now invited to attend a reception in the James Douglas Room behind the platform. I ask that you please rise and remain standing at your places until the platform party has recessed. Thank you all.